And this chat is going to go, specifically to American Jews, really all Jews that are in the exile, but American Jews because I'm from America, so in particular, and allegedly half of the world's population of Jews is in America. You're living in a Holocaust right now, and it's a Holocaust worse than Germany. Worse than all those pictures you see and all those monuments and Yad Vashem and the National Holocaust Museum. The Holocaust that you're living in now, it's not a physical one, which is okay because once your body is burned or you're starved and you have that suffering, it's transient, that suffering. Okay, even if you're starved over a week or like no water or a month, no food, or you work to death. You were killed in Europe because you were a Jew. And there's a certain credit. I don't know specifically how Hashem works. He doesn't have the phone here. Can't get it, pull it all the way out there, but I have a phone. He hasn't called me. I have a cell phone too. Here, cell phone. Actually, I have a couple of them. He hasn't rang me up or even texted me, WhatsApped me, Facebooked me, Twittered me. Nothing. But I know that on a cosmic scale, from what I've learned, and I've been now like Orthodox for like 20 years, since 1995. It's February now of 2016. So really officially like June of 1995. So, okay, 20 years, a little. But what I've learned is that the Holocaust that you all are going through in the States is worse because you are giving up your Judaism. You're giving up your soul. You are willingly giving up your soul. Doing things that the Germans couldn't do to the 6 million of blessed memory, and may their blood be avenged, and it will be avenged. Europe will be a crater at some point, especially the areas, of the concentration camps and stuff like that. I mean, how could it not be? And again, Hashem didn't come to me and tell me these things, but just, cosmically, halakhically, karmically, how could it not be? So, but let's look at America. I mean, I grew up in America. I grew up Reform. I went to some lame Hebrew school that taught me like Abba, Ima, Shalom, Aleph, Bet, Gimel. We learned that in both of the exiles, that in the Egyptian exile, when we came out of that, only 20% of the Jews came out. And you can see in America that it's almost 80% of the Jews assimilating. I think now it's 60% of Jews are assimilating. 60%? So maybe that's it. Maybe God will wait until that 80% mark is hit, which can't be that far off. And then, he'll ingather the 20% that are still Jewish. Because they're, unless your mother is Jewish, or unless you go through an Orthodox conversion, you're not Jewish. I have a son that's not Jewish. Although my parents will say, oh, you're Jewish, because of their distorted view of Judaism, which is not true. Listen to what I'm telling you. You're willingly giving up your soul. Willingly giving up your soul. And that is a bigger tragedy. It's like the proverbial, frog in the pot, where you just turn up the water, you turn up the heat, and the water gets hotter, and the frog, doesn't realize, he thinks he's in a, cool bath, and then in a warm bath, and then before he realizes it, he's boiled to death. And that's what's happening to you, my American Jewish friends. You are killing your soul. You're negating your soul. That's why it says when you break the Sabbath, Hashem will cut you off from your people. That's what he means. He means your soul will be cut off. Okay? I mean, you could physically live. And you might even live like a king. You know, have everything you want in this wonderful exile. Have the cars, multiple cars, houses, multiple houses, you know, jet, yacht, all these wonderful things. Okay, material things. But at the end of the day, I mean, you might probably won't have as much here in Israel. I can assure you I don't. It's been a struggle since I've got off. Let's not bring the exile here. Let's not bring Hellenistic values. Let's make Israel the pure place. If you want to be a Hellenist and you can't observe the Sabbath and you can't honor your parents and you can't eat kosher and you can't have the yoke of heaven on your shoulders, the yoke, it's a yoke, okay, the yoke of heaven on your shoulders, then I guess stay there and die in the exile. Live the spiritual, die spiritually. Let your soul shrink. Your soul will shrink. It'll shrink like that. Just shrink down and go. Do you really want that? Or do you want your soul to be big and your neshama to burst forth with light and connection to God? Now, since I'm winding down to the end of this thing, Rabbi Kahana brought down about 3 oaths. They say, even these Orthodox Jews, okay, and Orthodox Jews are living in the exile, thinking that they have to wait for Mashiach's going to come on a magic mouse pad. He's going to come. He's going to take you on your mouse pad, folks. Yay, we're going to Israel now. Yay, on our mouse pad. Okay. That's my magic carpet, okay? The 3 oaths. The 3 oaths have been broken by the nations. They are no longer valid. Israel had to uphold allegedly these 3 oaths, and I can go over that in another book, in another video. There's the book on my shelf there where Rabbi Kahana talks about it, but the 3 oaths have been broken. The nations broke them. So we don't have to uphold these oaths. We can come home and we can live as God intended us to live, as a Jewish people, in our one little country, our one little land. And I welcome you here. I'll come meet you at the airplane.